What's up, everybody? My name is Christian Shearer. I'm the CEO and co-founder here at Regen Network. I'm here to deliver our weekly update. It is 6:30 Eastern Standard Time on May 7th. One of the questions we've been asking ourselves since the very beginning of this project at Regen Network is, what does it mean to have a whole and healthy food system? What does that actually look like on a planet with 7 billion people? Certainly isn't healthy and whole right now. We continue to see food delivering high rates of diabetes and obesity, not only in this country, but around the world. We're watching farmers struggling on their lands. Their profit margins are getting squeezed. Their profits are going down and down. They're being told to go big or get out. And the food system isn't working for the ecologies either. Agriculture is one of the largest contributors to global warming on the planet, and arguably the highest contributor, even above fossil fuels throughout history. So we need to shift the way that agriculture works, What does it mean for agriculture and food systems to be whole and healthy? I'm going to leave that question for you. It's one of the things we're working on here at Regen Network, trying to build technological tools to help make that happen. I'm super proud to announce that Regen Network was named finalist in the Keeling Curve Prize. Each year, the Keeling Curve Prize awards hundreds of thousands of dollars in prize money to projects across the globe that have significant potential to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and increase uptake. They've vetted our project and decided that we deserve at least to be finalists. We'll find out if we actually win one of the prizes in the coming months. I'll keep you updated. We're also finalists in the selection process of one of the most well-known technology accelerator programs. We're in the process right now to find out if we're selected, and if we are selected, we're excited to join the program, offer a lot of value to the other groups that are there, and gain a lot of value from the insight and experience of the team that's running the program. Product development updates. First of all, Sarah, who's the head of our product and piloting team, welcome to your new place in Argentina. I'm so excited for you having settled into Western Argentina and finding your place there. I'm gonna have to visit you soon. So we're making great progress on our third test net. We've added the first draft of our claims module related to the ecological claims design, and that's going into the Green River release that we're updating currently. So the Green River release has to do with documenting ecological claims. We're working on how to structure those claims. So there's a couple different parties that are making claims when it comes to ecological claims in our system. First of all, it may be that a farmer wants to make a claim about what's happening on their land. And then also there's a layer that we're calling the verifier that's going to have to make a different type of claim about the same action. So for example, a farmer might say, I claim that on this specific piece of land associated with this geolocation, in this year, in 2018, I used these specific strategies or had these specific outcomes associated with that land. How do we structure those claims for the farmer? And then for the verifier, might have to do with the exact same claim from the farmer, but the claim sounds different from the verifier's perspective. So the verifier might say something like, based on Regen Network's 2019 no-till protocol, using the Sentinel satellite data input, we have a 99% certainty that this farmer was in fact using no-till strategies, something like that. And then we're also working on how can we visualize those claims? So using different mapping functions, using different layers like GIS layers that users can turn on and off. We want to visualize the fact that this claim has real meaning for the world and actually represents real world impact. Another super exciting thing that we're working on, and specifically that Aaron Kralius, our CTO, is working on, is something called the live upgrade module. And he's looking to get that merged upstream into the Cosmos SDK as well. What that means is basically once this module is integrated and the pull request is merged into the main code at the Cosmos SDK, the Cosmos community won't have to pause the net and actually essentially create a new blockchain for every upgrade. They'll be able to create upgrades in a live mode, which is pretty exciting and of huge value to the whole community. it's going to be of value to us as we're operating our chain. It's going to be valuable to the Cosmos community and all the other nodes that build onto the Cosmos chain. Aaron also had another fairly substantive pull request merged into the Cosmos SDK this last week. It was pull request 4232. It has to do with custom key types and address formats. If you're interested in that, you should go check it out on the GitHub repository for the Cosmos SDK. Nice job, Aaron. That's awesome. We as a community building on top of the Cosmos SDK feel so good about contributing not only to the functionality that we need, but also to the functionality that Cosmos and all the zones coming thereafter will need. So awesome work, Aaron, on having that. In addition to the progress we're making on our product, a bunch of great writing has come out these past couple of weeks as well. Check out our Medium feed for that. I added a post called The Lineages of Regenerative Ag that really builds on Ethan Soloviev's work. And the purpose of this paper is just to recognize that, as we're discussing regenerative agriculture, there's a bunch of different ways that the community around regenerative agriculture actually uses the term regenerative ag. In fact, Ethan Soloviev recognizes 5 different lineages of the term regenerative agriculture. I don't think they're ever going to come into one, and there's going to be one clear definition of what regenerative agriculture is. So I think it's just helpful for all of us to understand the context and understand the 5 different ways in which someone might be using that term. Check out that blog post. Gregory posted part 1 of his series on the triumph of the commons. He's been working with exploring what it really means to be building the commons. It's one of the aims of our project, of what Regen Network is trying to do here, is build the value and get away from the tragedy of the commons that the consumerism and capitalism is currently creating in our society. Gregory also posted a blog post which is getting a huge amount of traction called How to Choose a Blockchain, which really dives into the reasons why Regen Network chose the Cosmos SDK as our blockchain foundation, why we didn't go with Bitcoin or Ethereum or any of these other choices that we could have gone with. Super interesting, check that out. I also want to give you a little sense of where we've been and where we're going in the world in the past few weeks and in the next couple of weeks. I've been on the road a lot, communicating with clients, communicating with investors, speaking at events, and we'll continue the travels into the next few weeks. Our team is dispersed all over the world. I just want to share with you a little bit of that. So this past week I was in Miami for the Money for Good conference. It was a really great conference that brought the impact investor world together just to discuss what people are thinking about, how we measure impact, how VC firms are thinking about impact and thinking about the way in which they consider investments into that space, and how startup companies like ours are really creating innovation and taking a different tack in terms of how we approach that world. I met some great projects at that event. One of the projects I met that I want to call out is a project called WorldTree. WorldTree is a timber investment operation, which usually I'm not, bullish on timber projects, but they're doing some cool stuff. They're working primarily with the Paulownia family, which is also called the Empress tree, which I learned is the fastest growing tree in the world. It's actually in the Guinness Book of World Records for growing the fastest tree in the world. WorldTree is teaming up with some awesome organizations around carbon sequestration. They're measuring their carbon. They're measuring the growth rate. They're harvesting their timber trees at 10 years. And it's a really incredible model. You should look into it. It's at www.worldtree.info. Check it out. Pretty cool. I'd like to see if we can partner with them around verification of ecological outcomes and work with them on shifting their practices towards more ecological friendly practices. Another person I want to call it is Terry Mollner, which I really had a great time connecting with Terry this last week. He's been on the board of Ben & Jerry's for many years and is currently shifting his life to what he calls the maturity of our culture. He's really inviting people to see that as we move through our lives, we need to move away from this idea that we're all in competition with each other. And if, in fact, that we're all actually separate beings. Remember that we're not as separate as we think we are. We're all on this planet. We're all in this together. It's time for us to have a little bit more love and support and compassion for each other. And when we truly see ourselves as not separate from each other, our actions will follow. Thanks so much, Terry, for the good work you're doing with that project. So where are we going to be over the next month? Tomorrow I'm actually going to Boston with Gregory and Aaron. We're going to be dropping in on the Boston Blockchain Week. It'd be awesome to see you there. Next week is New York City Blockchain Week. We're definitely going to be spending some time there, connecting with the Cosmos community, connecting with the Ethereum community. I would love to see you. We have a big announcement to make in New York about a partnership with a organization that's working on the protection of native forests in Central and South America. I don't want to share their name because the big announcement is happening next week, but please join us for that in New York City. Following my time in New York, I am flying out to Aspen. There's an amazing project called Earth's Call happening in Aspen on the 18th and 19th of May. Check out Earth's Call on the web. There may still be spaces available. It is put on by an organization called Lever for Change, which is funded by the John D. and Catherine T. MacArthur Foundation. And they're really trying to pull together innovators and leading thinkers in this space. It's all about funding innovative solutions in the fight of climate change. So yeah, we're excited to contribute our voice, contribute our technology, and be present for that space. Thank you to John D. and Catherine T. MacArthur Foundation for paying for our stay and our involvement in that program. And immediately after that, I'm flying out to San Francisco, taking part in the SEED gathering, which is an impact investment event put on by the same folks who are putting on Transform. SEED is happening on the 20th and 21st of May. Transform is happening on the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. I'll be speaking both in a main stage presentation and leading a panel talking about technology in service to regenerative agriculture. So please join us at Seed and Transform in San Francisco. We'd love to have you there. Also on the 25th of May, I'm joining Joel Glansberg from the Regenesis group for a program called Pattern Mind. I would love to direct you towards that. If you look down in the details of this YouTube video, I'll put a link in there for the connection. I know that we'd love to help Joel fill that program. He's an amazing thinker, and the work from Regenesis group on Story of Place is transformative. So I'd love to see you there. Take part in that program. And last but not least, I'd love to share with you what's inspiring us at Regen Network right now. First of all, I want to share a little gratitude to one of our team members. Giselle Booman this week deserves a special shout out. She's our PhD ecologist living down in Argentina. I'm so impressed with the meticulousness of your work and the lightness with which you carry yourself. I've had nothing but enjoyment and pleasure in working with you. You produce incredible quality work and uplift what this company is doing. So thanks, Giselle, so much for continuing your great work here at Regen Network. I look forward to many years of working with you. A book that's inspiring me, one of my favorite authors, Wendell Berry. He has a book called Jayber Crow. For any of you who haven't read it, it's one of his fiction books. It's just such an incredibly beautiful book. Some of the music I'm currently listening to, you should check out the salsa version of Lost on You from the Cubaneros. It's such an awesome song. Check it out. I'll put a link down below to their YouTube video. And a project that you should know about if you don't know about it is the Regrarians. The work that Lisa and Darren Doherty are doing with the Regrarians is unbelievable. They're collecting and disseminating an incredible amount of knowledge about how to run profitable regenerative agriculture projects. They are currently fundraising for the Regrarians Handbook. If you contribute towards their fundraiser, you're definitely going to get a book, I presume, at lower price than when it comes out, because this thing is going to be a massive collection of information about regenerative agriculture and the strategies to help you succeed. So check out the Agrarians, amazing stuff. And a farmer inspiration that I want to call out is a guy named Joe Jande. He's an organic farmer in northern Thailand. He's been one of the leading voices in the seed saving movement and the anti-GMO movement in northern Thailand. He's a friend of mine, and more than his work in seed saving and the anti-GMO movement, for me, is just the way that he inspires people to remember that having authentic and deep relationship with the soil and with your own food is an incredibly joyful thing to do in your life. Thank you so much, P. Joe, for your contributions to the movement in Thailand and to this planet. And lastly, I just want to leave you with a quote from Wendell Berry. To cherish what remains of the earth and to foster its renewal is the only legitimate hope for survival on this planet. Thanks for all the efforts that all of you out there are making. And thank you for your participation in the community at Regen Network. Let's keep up the good work.